What's up, guys? My name is David. I'm the owner of Elements Lawn and Snow. I just got this truck finally set up, ready for snow. It's been a long work in progress to add all the accessories to it, but I want to just do a video and show the things we've added to it and maybe give you guys some ideas to look at adding to your fleet for your business. All right, guys, so the first thing that makes this truck pretty special is the new Snow Power plow on the front. They just came out with it this year. It's 11 feet total width with a front center board. And the idea behind the center board compared to the traditional V plows is that will carry more snow because it's straighter there. So if you know these, they come orange. We custom ordered ours in black, and it's a textured finish. It seems to be working really good. We've only plowed one time with it this year, so I don't want to sit here and say it's the best thing ever, but first plow went good. It's a lot different than your traditional plows because it's got nitrogen cylinders, which adds a ton of down pressure when you're plowing. So it's a pretty good scrape compared to most truck plows. We have it on a Boss plow mount, which has an adapter for the Snow Power. So other than the wiring, we can run a normal Boss plow as well. Another unique thing about this truck, it's wrapped, the entire cab is wrapped gray. All our trucks are gray here. So this one we picked up when the truck market was still not so good, and it was black. So we did a matte gray wrap to make it gray. Added aluminum wheels because they came painted, and then we got the truck as a cabin chassis and we upfitted it with the switch and go system, and that's a electric winch system. So far so good. We have the flatbed, 12-yard dumpster, and then this work-ready subframe, and this is primarily what's on it for the most part. On our flatbed, we have a VSI brine sprayer, and then the dumpster we use for dumpster rentals and for bigger landscape jobs. So this is the 11-foot system. So the bodies are all 11 feet. I've had this system for a year now, and it's given us no problems. I'm really happy with it. The main thing on this truck, and the most expensive thing, would be our hill tip spreader sprayer. So this is a 4-yard salter, and what makes this salter extremely unique is it does liquid brine as well. So on the side walls of this salter, it holds on each side a total of 260 gallons of brine. So if you come around to the back here, this part right here is your spray bar. So this is what sprays the liquid out of the sides there, and then there's center nozzles there, and then this is obviously where the granular salt comes out. So you can do straight liquid if you want to do straight brine treatments. You can spread dry granular salt, or you can also pre-wet at the spinner. So you have the option to do both and then pre-wet your salt with brine. We primarily do a lot of pre-treating with it. The 260 gallons gets us pretty far. We have some bigger sprayers as well, but this works out really good for pre-treating. And then during storms, we still do a lot of granular, but that's where this feature comes in. We use a lot of brine on front entries of businesses, you know, so they're not tracking in so much salt into the building. So that's what we really like about the liquid brine. It's only our second year running it, so we're still trying to figure all that out. It's not as easy as just spreading salt and not having to worry in the world. There's a little more to it. So I just want to talk about a few options this salter has that's not standard. It would be the strobe lights, the turn, stop, and brake lights up there. This is a 40-foot hose reel, and then the spinner will actually move left or right. So it's centered now, but if you wanted to salt just to the right of the truck, you could push a button in the cab and then move that spinner over, and then vice versa the other side. So that's really nice feature when you're trying to get in between cars and don't want to, you know, salt a whole bunch of unnecessary cars. This is kind of the main part for the liquid here. Is this is where you fill it. So you do need some sort of pump to fill this, because this does not have a pump big enough to fill the brine. So you need something with an external pump, pumps it in. Your sight glass is here to see how much liquid you have, and then also on the controller there's an indicator as well. It tracks all that. So this is this piece I have on here now is outlet. We have another hose we connect to this, and we use to fill our snow raider, our mag. So we'll actually use this as kind of another tank, and it will fill up the sidewalk crew. So if they're running low on brine, typically I'll have some extra I can spare for them. Other than that, that's pretty much the main thing. The spray bar here is also technically an option. So this is the Hilltip Combi sprayer. So if you were to order one of these, you would get, you know, basically the salt spreader is the standard. So these are all options. And I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. This salter is $32,000. So it's not cheap by any means, but we're gonna go into the cab and I'm gonna show you kind of how you get your money back on that investment. It's got some really cool features as far as tracking material and calibration. So you can actually set on the online portal exactly how much salt you want per property and have all those preset, and it will track all that, and it will spread only what you have in there for settings. So the days of oversalting are eliminated. I mean, we have 57 commercial properties, and obviously every storm is different, but we've got away with using 4 tons of salt before on those properties. Last year I was running VBX salters, didn't have a goddamn clue what was coming out of the back of them. We would go through 10, 12 yards of salt in a single storm. So from a material saving standpoint, it's worth the investment. Now on top of that, it's got what's called H-Track, which tracks all that material that comes out. Now why is that important? Obviously from a liability standpoint, we have, once this truck goes through the lot, it sends a map back. We have a map of the parking lot we salted. We have a time, we have what material went down and how much of it went down. So it eliminates a lot of liability. So our insurance company has even given us a break on, you know, general liability insurance after explaining to them what we're running and the level of protection we have to, you know, cover ourselves from slip and falls. So yeah, if we come over here into the cab, I just want to give you a quick glimpse at this controller. So it's all mounted on a tablet here, and this is kind of what your home screen looks like. And then if you're spreading straight rock salt, you go in the spreading mode here, and then it will have your feet, the width you're spreading, and then what your auger's set at. And then these are just strobe lights, pre-wet, and then work light in the back. If you want to spray just liquid brine, you hit this one, and then again, that will have how far you're spraying and then the amount that you're spraying. So super simple, easy to use. Well, this is for the snow power plow. You got your wing functions, your light bar, up and down, and then transport mode, which I do want to show you guys transport mode on this plow, because that's another huge feature of it. If you run V-plows and you see how this V-plow sits on the truck, you're gonna know that it's worth the money. So that right there is one of my favorite things about this plow is it sits upright and flat with the truck. Every V-plow sits at an angle like this, and your wings are constantly catching the concrete. With this having a salter on it too, pulling in and out of driveways, salting all the time, it's just super nice to have a plow that sits up that high and level with the truck. I also want to mention this plow does use the factory headlights on the truck, and then they have the light bar for when you're actually plowing, but you use your factory headlights for this plow. All right, so this is a 2023 Ford F550. It's a 19.5 gross vehicle weight rating, and it's got 2 stainless toolboxes on both sides, which we added to because it did come just black cab and chassis. So it was a ton of work to get this done. We changed out the tires too. I went with a Goodyear with a little more traction. I'm really excited to use this truck and put it to work. I think it really does it all. I just do want to note on the weight, we don't run 4 yards of salt plus 200 gallons of liquid because we would be extremely overweight. So typically I run about 2.5 to 3 yards of salt, and then we run the 240 gallons of brine. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching again. Big thanks to Casey that came out from Utah to film my first YouTube video. So whenever we get his ass back out here on a plane is when you'll see our next one, but we'll see you then.